and welcome to another BBA case study. I'm delighted to be joined by James Johnston, who is the head of Facades at A.Proctor Group. James, welcome.
Thank you.
Excellent. Right, let's get straight into this, and hopefully you can do a better job than I just did. Can you introduce yourself?
Yes, of course. My name is James Johnston. I'm head of Facades for the A.Proctor Group. I joined in 2019 as the specification manager for the London area. I've had many years' experience in the high-rise sector, focusing on facade design, regulation compliance, and innovation.
Fantastic. Nice and succinct there. It's like you've done that before.
A few times.
So hopefully this question will, and your answer to this question will just be as seamless, but can you give us a brief background to your own organisation?
Yes, of course. The A.Proctor Group offers a superior range of technically advanced product solutions covering vapor control and air tightness, acoustics, ground gas, and thermal, which are suitable for facade and building construction. So it's based on 50 years of providing solutions for the construction sector. We understand that a totally holistic approach is required to building design. We are a trusted brand with architects, developers, and contractors. The range includes the industry's highest performing solutions to address the challenges of reliability, achieving air tightness, thermal requirements, and condensation control in buildings. The suitability of materials within the construction of tall buildings and the increased requirements for fire safety means that the correct selection and application of materials are at the most critical. So in developing its portfolio of advanced membranes, the A.Proctor Group has designed this in, backed up by independent testing, observing the performance of the products as part of a holistic system. All products are backed up and with a dedicated technical support team available to assist every project from pre-planning through to on-site and throughout the construction process.
Fantastic. Absolutely brilliant. You mentioned a fair few things there.
Yeah.
So I want to get a bit more specific. You were talking about 50 years. You were talking about membranes and the importance that they hold within construction and with everybody's daily lives. You know, we put them down. They're not really visible, but they do a massively important job.
Yeah.
So let's get a bit more specific. What product are we talking about today?
We're talking about our Project A2.
Okay, fantastic. And could you tell me the importance of this product within the construction industry?
Okay. Project A2 is an A-rated air and vapor control layer. Regulations have obviously been tightening since the tragedy at Grenfell, requiring products within the facade system, and especially in regards to relevant buildings, to achieve more stringent fire classifications.
Okay, I mean that makes absolutely perfect sense, and like you said, with the 50 years that you've been doing these things, you have to keep up with the times and keep up with what the industry needs.
Mm-hmm.
And you also mentioned when you were talking about the organisation and its products that independent testing is massively important. So,
Mm-hmm.
what led to the requirement of getting this product BBA certified?
So, with new products, obviously, third-party certification, accreditation, in general helps with the specification of products, especially where the products are fairly unique. It gives a lot of confidence from the specifier's point of view, from the contractor's point of view, from the subcontractor's point of view, from the client's point of view, from building control's point of view, that, you know, we've done the due diligence into the product, we've invested in the product, and therefore, we push for as much certification as we can do.
Yeah, fantastic. Massively important product, like you said, for everybody within the supply chain, and then obviously the end users of any buildings.
Mm-hmm.
Have you got any examples of where this is being used and how it's being used at this moment?
It's predominantly because of obviously relevant buildings in the regulations. It's predominantly being utilised in high-rise projects across the country and indeed overseas, because of obviously its fire performance. Obviously, it over exceeds regulation requirements at this moment in time. But from a future-proofing point of view, architects are more than happy to over exceed what's requirement from the regulations at this moment in time. So, you know, there's no specific project we can talk about, obviously, with NDAs and all that side of things.
Mm-hmm.
But in regards to the product itself and why people utilize it, it comprises of a unique design consisting of a glass fiber backing with a pure aluminium foil and clear lacquer coating. It's the clear service, which provides the ProCheck A2 with the added benefit of low emissivity, which when used in the service cavity can enhance the overall thermal performance of the building fabric, as well as ensure a high fire protection performance with the A2 S1D0 fire classification. ProCheck A2 is designed to protect the building fabric from the potential risk of condensation, whilst also providing an effective airtight barrier.
I mean, there's some massive features there. One thing that I noted that you said is that it exceeds performance, and that's why people are going and using it and going above and beyond what is the minimum requirement to utilize it, which within fire and safety and absolutely anything to do with keeping people safe and having homes or buildings habitable. That's massively important to go above and beyond what is a minimum requirement. Absolutely. Fantastic. Right. Let's move on to looking specifically at the BBA.
Right.
Why choose BBA to do the independent testing?
We considered various other certification bodies such as Kiwa, but obviously whilst BBA are not the cheapest in the industry, what they do provide is obviously it's a Hoover name, and ultimately you've got that, if you mention BBA, it's automatic third-party accreditation. If somebody asks for a third-party accreditation, everybody automatically thinks of BBA. So to have that stamp on the product, as I mentioned before, it shows the due diligence, it shows the investment in the product, and it ticks a lot of boxes throughout the whole construction process to appease any questions or any issues that there may be along the line.
Yeah, and that makes perfect sense. I always say it's reassuringly expensive.
Yes,
is a good way of putting it, or at least that's what I'm telling people. No, absolutely, and it's expensive for a reason. Can I ask what your experience of working with the BBA has been like?
Excuse me. In regards to this instance with the ProCheck A2, Richard May, if I can mention his name, was our account manager, and he's very good to deal with. He gave monthly updates via email, setting out exactly where we were with the certification. If I can just say that obviously we're going through the processes again with other products, so I can't necessarily say that's the same experience that we're having at this moment in time.
Yeah. Okay. Sure. That makes perfect sense. Absolutely. It's always interesting to hear the answers to that, which are varying degrees, just because of the nature of what the BBA do. But it's always important to get that open and transparent view of how things have gone, and we always look to improve on the service that we provide. Okay, right. Let's wrap things up with final thoughts. What does achieving BBA certification mean to yourself, going through that experience and doing that, and the business as well?
From a specification background, it's the confidence that it will give the architect, give the client, as I mentioned before, give the main contractor, give the subcontractor, that the product has been tested appropriately. It has been looked into. From a manufacturer's point of view, the belief in the material, the investment that's gone into it has been put into place. So having that BBA gives everybody from pre-planning through to on-site construction, through to building control, through to the clients, confidence levels that everything is in place for that product. Yeah,
massively important. Like we said halfway through, massively important throughout the whole supply chain. Okay, James, thank you so much for joining me today. It's been an absolute pleasure to have you on.
Thank you very much, Peter. Take care. Many thanks.